And I am live with Stephanie Betters and Steve Trang. Guys, welcome to a very special episode of all of our podcasts, I suspect, because we've got an incredible opportunity to talk about one of the most exciting things that's going to happen in 2026. So before we start and get into that, why don't each of you, starting with Stephanie, give a little bit about who you are, so in case anybody doesn't know.
My name is Stephanie Betters. I'm the CEO of Left Main REI and the co-founder of Better Path Homes, a large real estate investment company in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I'm Steve Trang, founder of Objection Proof AI. This is actually an inspiration, came through inspiration of Stephanie Betters. And we have a tool that schedules appointments, reviews sales calls, does role play with your sales team. And it is powered by years and years of sales training, as well as, getting kicked in the teeth appointments, right? So we've taken everything we learned about sales, we put into AI, and that's Objection Proof AI.
And I am Jordan Fleming, chairman of Smartphone, the only phone system built for real estate investors, as well as the only phone system that integrates with the top real estate CRMs. Now, we are here today, very special episode of I Suspect all of our podcasts, because the three of us have banded together to do something incredible for real estate investors in September of 2026, and that is to launch the first implementation event, and it's going to be in Dallas, 19th to 21st September 2026. Stephanie, Steve, we all banded together to do this. Why don't, what do you guys both think is, what do you think is the most important reason why a real estate investor should come to this amazing event?
Well, I'll start and say that I'm super fired up about it because I think that this year's is a special moment in time for us as real estate investors. I think that most operators have understand at this point, but that there's technology out there, that AI is going to be a real thing, and most people understand they've got to get on this train, right? Like that we are in the middle of a transformation of all of our companies in every vertical, but of course, especially ours that we operate in. And so what I'm pumped about for this event is that this is going to give you an opportunity to actually figure out how to use it for your company. So we got the idea, you've heard the rhetoric, you've heard the things like this is coming, it's changing, it's revolutionary. And it's almost overwhelming how big that is. And I think a lot of operators are really struggling. I'm like, okay, well, now what? Where do I start? What do I do? So the concept of this event is, I think, super cool, novel, where you get to come and interact in our technology playground with all of these real estate specific tools and technology and actually do it. Like, very practical. I want to try this type of agent for my company. I want to institute this new and budding technology. And then you walk away with it actually being done instead of more and more rhetoric and propaganda around what AI is and what it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of information out there, a ton of information about what's out there, what's available, what to use, what not to use, and so on. And, it's kind of funny. This is one of those times where everyone's an expert, right? Like, everyone's sharing, hey, you should do this, you should do that. Everyone's got opinions. And I think it's fine, right? Everyone can have opinions. But I think one of the things that would be really helpful is, when I go to events, one of the best things about going to events is I actually unplug from the day-to-day activities. I disconnect from the operations, and I get to get really, your hands dirty and really learn this new concept, this new principle, whatever, from other people that are doing the business. So we're taking that concept, that experience, and we're putting it in the technology playground. So now it's no longer hey, what's this person saying? What's that person saying? But now you can actually be disconnected from operations, actually be involved, and actually go and put your hands on what's actually working inside the industry.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot less noise, a lot less confusion, and you get to try it for yourself, right? You're going to be, we're not doing this thing. I know Jordan and Stephanie talk about we hate going to events where you just have this row and row and row of these vendors. No, these are people that are real businesses that are helping real companies today. And it's not hey, stop by and throw your business card in the fishbowl and maybe you'll win something. This is sit down and actually put your hands on this and see how this actually looks inside your business. I'm really excited for this technology playground.
Yeah, it's not just learn, because there will be some learning too, but it's actually doing it. And you know how I get super fired up about people with ideas, like, oh, everyone's got an idea, everyone's got something that they think they should do. Well, this event, like, you're gonna actually just go do it. We've got all the stakeholders there, we've got all the cool kids in the sandbox. Let's just go actually do it and build it together. So I'm super pumped. I'm all about the execution of the idea, and I think it's going to be different than other conferences in that sense. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I think when we first started to talk about this event, now years ago, Stephanie and I were talking about doing this. One of the reasons we started talking about it is for those, and I don't want to shit on any other events, but because they're all valuable in different ways. But one of the things that, you go to an event and it's a 3-day event and you spend a lot of time in a big room listening to people. And so you end up leaving the event all fired up with ideas, but then you're sort of dropped on your own. And it's like, great, I've come here, I've listened, I'm inspired and I'm intrigued, but I don't really now I have to figure it all out on my own. And the way we structured this event is very much trying to balance that. So yes, we're going to have great opportunities to learn from some incredible brands, by the way. Really big, right? Really big brands. I think we can probably name a few. Can we name a few?
And because
Um,
when we pitched these brands, they were like, holy crap, this is the best idea ever.
I mean, let me put it this way. Not only are you going to come face to face with some of the real estate investment technology companies that you know and love, people who you're very familiar with in this space, but we've got companies like Salesforce, Facebook, Twilio, who are coming and participating in this event because of the fact that it is an implementation event. It is the ability to learn, but then also sit down and do. And I think, like, let's just talk a bit about what implementation means. Because for, you go to an event and you'll see, to Steve's point, you see a big row of booths where people are sitting there and, you walk down and you try not to meet people's eye, right?
Yeah, I avoid eye contact.
Right, you avoid eye contact and you sit there, but this is very different because what you're going to be able to do when you sign up for this event, when you get your tickets, and when we you're going to get the opportunity to actually look at the technology partners that are coming to this event and schedule time, like an hour with each of the ones you want to talk to. You've been wondering about looking at could a new CRM work better for you? Could an AI agent work well for you? Could a new source of leads work well for you? And instead of just being able to talk to them at a booth and say, well, maybe we can schedule a demo, you're actually going to be able to sit down and set up an account, have them walk you through, get you started right there and then. And that's implementation, which means that at the end of this event, you're going to go back not thinking, what can I do? You're going to go back already having the playbook and the systems activated. And that's a very different thing. And I'm excited by that.
Yeah. And what the cool thing too is, real estate investment teams are getting leaner. And I think what I'm probably the most excited about for attendees of this event is that you can walk away with an employee, a digital employee. We've got vendors coming that will teach you how to property manage with a single tool. We've got vendors coming that will teach you how to follow up with voice AI or live answer your phone after hours, instead of a human. Like, just a quick overview of some of those things. And so, like, you can walk away with that solution and that digital employee, and it's a revolution. And you don't have to have a gigantic team, but you do have to pay attention to what's happening in the tech space around you, or you're going to get outpaced by smaller teams that have better implementation with tech.
Yeah, I think the big thing, and I was kind of touching on this earlier, is like there's so much information out there. And it's we're all too busy putting out our own fires in our business, right? Dealing with escrows, dealing with transactions, dealing with an agent in your team, right? An acquisition manager just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You're having to have like these tough conversations. You don't have time to go and like sift and sort through all this data. Like, hey, this person's using this tool, this person's using that tool. But like, you come in with some ideas. While you're here, you're going to talk to the people actually doing it, right? Because it's not just like this pitch fest. It's like a bunch of other operators actually in this business, right? Like I know CG is promoting this as well. Like you're going to have real operators doing real business that you're going to be talking to. And when you sit down and you go and explore and work on these tools, try out these tools yourself, you're going to come in with a bunch of like, I don't know if this is the right direction, right? If I want to do this or do that. And you're going to walk out with a clear implementation plan on how you're going to, what you're going to execute in Q4 and just absolutely crush in 2027.
Yeah, like, for example, I want to be like so specific so people know what's going to happen. For example, you're going to learn at this event how AI has changed ads on Meta and how you can leverage AI to run better Meta ads on, Facebook and Instagram. Like, that's what you're going to walk away with from one of the presentations that we have. It's so cool. And I know like over time, we're going to drip a couple more of the topics and things like that. But like, that's the one I'm really excited about. We also have another presentation about Slack. Like, so we'll have Salesforce and Slack there, teaching you exactly how you can have Slack bot, like build an agent in that for you that responds to emails, that automatically triggers, events for your entire company. I got really nitty gritty on those calls actually go today, and I was so excited. And I was on the nerdy side. They asked me like, "Hey, do you think it'd be okay if like our Slack bot mascot came? Like the little guy." I was like, "Yes, the mascot can go." So anyway, it can have some whimsy because that's required by me, but we're also gonna have really specific, actionable things, and like I'm excited for that. I'm like, can you just tell me all the things now? I don't want to wait till September, but it's really specific action items like that from these really cool brands that will have actual impact in our companies.
Well, and name me another real estate investor conference that I've seen, in the last few years, where you were talking about being able to learn about how AI is impacting Meta ads.
Yeah.
That's not from a consultant.
No.
That's Meta that's coming to talk about that. And Salesforce that's coming to talk about it. And Twilio is partnering with us at Smartphone to come and talk. And I think that's really exciting as well, because not only, I think that speaks to the incredible opportunity of where technology is going right now, and how with an event like this, which is a new concept, right? Which is, it's not just sitting in a room and listening. It's also getting in a room and getting hands-on. And that's different. And that's why these companies have decided, yeah, we want to be a part of this, because we're not just going to sit there and say something. People are going to actually be able to use our technology. They're going to actually be able to get hands-on with it. And I think that's such a huge opportunity. So let's just, before we get too geeky, let's also talk about, who really should come to this, because this is not, I'll be honest, I'm going to put my cards on the table. This is not an event for the I'm thinking of going into real estate. If you're thinking of going into real estate, I mean, and don't get me wrong, great, fantastic, but there are other events that are for you. This is really an event for people who have a business and want to push it forward, put the pedal down, and really scale it even more. And I think that's true, right?
Yeah, this is an event for people who have done deals and want leverage and want to understand how they can do that. So you don't necessarily have to be an expert, my goodness, but this isn't like basics of how do I get started and how do I buy a house. This is somebody who generally has some sort of proof of concept on that. Like maybe you own a couple rentals, maybe you flipped a couple houses, maybe you're doing 100 houses a month, but it's about leverage and specifically utilizing technology for that leverage.
Yeah, if you're expecting to see Lamborghinis in the valet, this is not the event, right? There are other events where you can see Lamborghinis in the valet. These are going to be real.
I'm going to rent one now just for that.
These are going to be real operators doing real business, sharing the tools that they're actually using right now or going to start using right now, because this is going to be a very interesting next 6 to 12 months. Like in the next 6 to 12 months, a lot of organizations are going to get leaner. They're going to get more agile. It's going to be a very different looking business. And if you're not paying attention to it, you can get leapfrogged by someone who's actively participating in the shift in technology.
You know what I think is really cool? So we just named like just a couple of the companies that are coming. Those are $1 trillion companies that are interested in the real estate investment space. Like, yeah, take a moment. That is super cool. Real estate investors as you guys know, are make up 1 in 3 transactions that are happening in the US. Like, and the collective of those types of operators are generally people who own less than 100 properties, right? Like, that is like 75% of the investor market, I think, or a little bit more. That's 700,000 houses being flipped or like turned somehow in the market. Other industries are noticing this, and they want to serve us and give us better tools. So like, not only do you get to go and interact with them and like hear from them, but they also get to hear from us, right? Like, this group of people is becoming more and more noticeable, that these big brands, and they're like, yeah, I want to pay attention. How can I help you guys? Well, what else can I develop? So I think the flip side is important too. Your voice is being heard, and it can be heard even louder, because these are like decision makers, high level executives at these companies that are coming to this event and want your hands on their technology.
Yeah,
Your opportunity is wild.
it's pretty hard to get Mark Zuckerberg on the phone, right? Like, it's there's no tech support. You can just call Facebook,
Right.
but they're sending representatives to talk to us on like how we can all work together better.
Well, and let's dive into. I think we should dive into two things. One, I think we should dive deeper into the technology playground, because this is really a groundbreaking part of this event, and I think it's really important for people to understand just how hands on they're going to be able to get with technology. But the second part I also want to follow up on is, because this is an event for really companies that are implementing and looking to scale. Not only are you going to be able to do the interact with technology companies and learn, but you're going to be interacting with each other, all really hundreds and hundreds of people who are all looking to scale. And when we're all in the same place, in the same hotel, having a drink at the event afterwards, there's going to be a huge opportunity to build JV opportunities and partnerships, and find out what's working in other places, and learn not just about technology but from your peers, because this is an implementation event for companies that are scaling, not people who are just starting out. And I think that's a really important part of this equation as well.
I can't help myself. I want to talk about those feels too. Like, and I think all of us are that way.
Yeah, I mean, I could think like the times where I've made the most impactful changes in my business is when I'm hanging around other people that are doing really cool stuff, that are further along in the journey than I am, or we're about the same pace, right? So I think it is, to your point, Jordan, it's absolutely a big opportunity to be rubbing shoulders, elbows with other people that are either doing what you're doing or doing more than what you're doing, and you can see what's working for them. You can actually meet them face to face. And by the way, people that are doing a lot of deals, they're having a lot of success, they're pretty quiet on social media, but they hang out at places like this.
That's a good point. Now, the technology playground is something that I am incredibly excited about, because, obviously we're all technology companies ourselves. And we rarely, anytime I go to an event, you do a lot of shaking hands and talking to people, and oh great, let's follow up, but you rarely have an opportunity to sit down. And I'm bringing at least 4 if not 5 members from my company, so that there's going to be enough people there that can sit down. And the technology playground, think of yourself as an investor and think, man, I have been wondering about there's a couple, I need to get better leads, and there's going to be 2 or 3 lead gen companies there that I can sit down and I can speak to for an hour and learn about how they work. I could set up an account with them. I'm looking for a new CRM. I can sit down with a company like Left Main, and I actually get an account set up and go through it, and how it can, I'm going to have the time to do that. Dedicated slots of time, 45 an hour slots of one-on-one time with any of the technology companies that are there. You can just simply select a slot and sit down and really go deep with them. And I think that is an opportunity that is unique here to this event. And it's something that, if you are an operator and you're trying to grow your business, you're insane to miss out on this, and you're not going to find many opportunities like this.
Yeah, don't be insane. And plus, you get to hang out with us a little bit. I'm a good dinner guest. You can come you can come break some bread with us, and we'll entertain you.
Exactly right.
So the tickets are now available. So I'm assuming all of this episode or whatever we're calling it is probably going to go out on all of our different podcast channels and all of our different kind of social media and sort of platforms. Tickets are now available. So if you go to reitechunlocked.com, you can secure early bird pricing is still available. And I think it's going to be available for the next 21 days from today. So until the end of May, early bird pricing is there. And let me tell you, the pricing is going to increase every month until September when the event is the 19th to 21st. It's in Dallas, Texas. We've got dedicated hotel blocks to give you good preferential rates on hotels. You've got early bird tickets, both standard and VIP's got a lot of phenomenal benefits. And I think if you're interested, now is the time to book an early bird ticket and get the absolute best price. Now, for both of you guys, when I mean, obviously we're excited about the event. Um, can you give me both a little, if you can both give me a little sense about, why, why do you feel like for your businesses, an event like this is such a great opportunity as well?
My expectation for everybody at both the companies that I own is for them to be leveraging technology and AI. Every human should be interacting with it on a daily basis. I think this is what the new workplace looks like, that if you aren't utilizing it and helping you to be more efficient and more effective, you're already behind. And to be frank, I think this time next year, when people apply to a job, they're going to say, I'm fluent in Replit, in Lovable, in Claude, and I can do so and so with this many tokens. I think your use of AI now is going to be like the words per minute you could type 20 years ago. Like, it is just part of the workforce. So my team is going to be there learning as well. And I continue to encourage that as, as a CEO and a leader, that this is part of our daily life.
Yeah, and I can say for myself, running the company, what I'm most excited about is meeting with all of the putting names to faces and so on,
Yeah.
and figuring out like what's important to them. We have ideas of what a great tool is. We have feedback from our clients of what a great tool is, but we want to talk to everybody, right? Because what makes sense for me as an AI agent is going to be different than what makes sense for Stephanie. It's different. It's going to make sense for Jordan. Everyone has all these different use cases. I want to talk to people. I want our team to communicate and figure out what's important, because at the end of the day, it's not just about making a product. It's about making a product that's useful for our clients. So that's what I'm most excited about.
I love that. That's so good. Just like those big, crazy $1 trillion brands are excited to talk to you. I am too. I want to hear what you guys think after you do a demo, right? I want to talk about how all of our products can work together better, right? What an opportunity to do that.
I mean, it's great. I mean, you bring that up, right? Because like all three of us actually work together. Like someone that's using our AI agent is plugged directly into Left Main REI and works directly with smartphone. So yes, like how it all works together. That's is a great conversation for all of us to have with our current clients and potential clients.
I think there's also a huge opportunity. I still feel like a lot of the conversation, particularly around AI, right now is at a very superficial level. People are still talking, you can't go anywhere on Instagram or Facebook or any of the those sort of feeds and miss out on, hey, look at this prompt. Here are 10 prompts you should use, blah blah blah. And that's such an uninteresting topic to me. And I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to with this event is that I believe there's going to be a really mature conversation as well about AI, not AI as a shiny key, sort of surface level accelerator, but as a fundamental and core shift in how your business operates. And that's where the game is going. And anybody focused right now on just like which tool should you use and which prompt should you use with whatever is missing out the fundamental shift that has to go on in your business right now, or you will be left behind. It is not dissimilar from when the internet first came out. And, you could you name me a business now that operates in a pre-internet mode? I mean, maybe in some weird place that has no electricity, but maybe North Korea. But I mean, like the truth is, there's not a single business that doesn't operate in the age of internet now that hasn't fundamentally built everything on the idea of distribution, communication, whatever, using software and the internet. And now that shift's happening to AI, and it's not surface level, it's fundamental. And I think that's going to be a really great part of the conversation at this event, and it's going to help operators really look at all these different technology companies, understand not just that they're tools, but how they can fundamentally structure their business to be accelerated by all the tools and the AI capabilities.
Yeah. And even between now, May 8th to September 19th, things are going to change. Like it's
Guaranteed.
I'm interested to hear like just what is developed and released between now and then, because that's the other side of it. Because of AI and leverage with technology, products are being released at lightning speed. So it's so great to be on the cutting edge.
Well, let's give a final word from all three of us. A final word about the event. So let's go. I'm going to go from my left to right, looking at the screen. So Steve, then Stephanie, then myself. Let's have a final word on what we're most looking forward to about this event, so that we can get everybody excited.
I mean, for me, I mean, shout out to both of you for coming up with this idea and then, like dragging me into it. What I'm most excited about is all these crazy organizations you guys have gotten involved in this, right? Like, you can't get Meta on the phone, right? Like, to be like talking to them about like what they're seeing, how they're using technology, and finding out what their conversations are like. Talking to them, talking to Slack, talking to Salesforce, and like just seeing like what's happening from their world, right? Because it's one thing for us to have our conversations, and it's a completely other thing when you're reading like a Goldman Sachs report, like here's our projections, right? Or Warren Buffett projections. Like we're going to hear from these big companies, like where they're seeing technologies going. And I think that's going to be a very fascinating conversation. And I think it's going to be really awesome, again, to talking to people that, operators, and like what's important to them. What are they saying? How can we be more valuable and useful to them? And the last thing I'll say before we wrap up is happy birthday, Jordan. You look great for 35, 36, whatever that is. You look awesome.
Almost 50. Almost 50. Thank you, Steve. Stephanie, what are you looking most forward to?
I know this is going to be an obvious answer for those that know me, but I'm really excited about the execution part, like, and not the murder part, the part where like you fix business, where you can take a really specific use case and translate it into revenue for your company. So I am constantly pushing for that clarity from presenters, from people who like from anybody. Like I don't want somebody coming just to talk about theory. Like, I'm really pushing every contributor at this event and every attendee at this event to walk away with something very, very actionable and something done. Like I'm so excited that the attendees are going to come away with something done and something understood. So that has direct impact on your revenue, that has direct impact on your families. And one of the things I love so much about this industry and our our clients is that these things can help you grow 100, 200, 300%. Like we're not talking about little marginal differences like at IBM. Like you affect a real estate investment company, you can affect generations. So I get super passionate about that. And I love how you can take an idea and get it to the point of execution at a single event. So I'm going to be pushing for that, and I'm super pumped to see what the outcomes are.
For me, I'm excited about the depth that we're going to be able to get in. Almost every event that I've ever been to, the depth is as deep as they can go, because that's not what it's meant to be, right? Most real estate events that you go to are inspiring events, right? That you go there, and yes, you're there to learn, but you're there to learn, and it's motivational and it's mindset, but the depth is relatively shallow through no fault of their own. It's what they're set up to be. It's what they're supposed to be, quite honestly. This is different. This is an event that has a depth to it because you're going to be able to get hands-on and genuinely hands-on. You're going to be able to sit down with the technology companies that you are curious about. Could this company help your business? Great. Get an hour with them. Sit down, set up an account, have them walk you through it, have them get your first get you up and running. Have them set up your first campaign or whatever it is, right? That level of depth, that ability to walk through the playground and book time with all these different companies and real time, not just kind of a little demo at a booth, but a real sit down implementation for you. That's a depth that I think is unique to this event, and I think is incredibly exciting because that's where the value is going to be. Is going to absolutely supercharge for everybody who attends because they're going to be able to come away not thinking about how to do something, but having the tool to do something. And that is a very different proposition than we've ever had before. So the three of us, September 19th through the 21st, 2026. So just a few months away. It's at the Hyatt Regency in Dallas, Texas. Early bird tickets are now on sale through May 2026. You can get early bird pricing for both the standard and VIP tickets. The links will be in all the different places we put this, but it is REI Tech Unlocked. And it is your opportunity to get hands-on to, as we say on at the event, you walk in curious and walk out configured. Steve, I am delighted to do this with you. I can't think of two better people to do something with. So I am so grateful to do it with you, and I'm excited for what we're going to achieve together.
It's going to be big. I can't wait to see everybody there.
It's going to be awesome.
Thanks for listening, folks, and go to REI Tech Unlocked to get your tickets now.
Thanks for listening to another amazing episode of That Real Estate Tech Guy. Head over to thatrealestatetechguy.com to check out all episodes and get special discounts on tons of awesome real estate technology platforms.